Hello, everyone. A very interesting story. This morning, reports came out and indicated that the president has relieved his press secretary, that is, Ambassador David Amour MAJUR. He got relieved from his position, and a new person was appointed, and that person is none other than uh, the journalist who always read out these decrees on SSBC, and that is Rejoice Thompson. I want us to read this letter that was issued out in the morning, which formally informed the public about the relief of the ambassador. I mean, there were other people also who got changed, but I feel I want us to focus on this video on the issue or the removal of the press secretary of the president and what I think cost his position, why I think he was removed from his position yesterday. I want us to read this letter. And the letter, here it is. I'm going to read it. It dated on the 3rd of February 2026. And it says, relief and appointment of senior government officials. It proceeds and says, the office of the president hereby informed the general public that it has pleased His Excellency the President Salva Kiir Mayardit to announce the following Republican decrees. 1. Relief of officials. The following officials are hereby relieved from their respective positions. Number 1. Honorable Valentino Duel Malwech, Chief Administrator, Minister of Presidential Affairs. Number 2. Ambassador David Amour MAJUR, Press Secretary, Office of the President. And number 2. Appointment of officials. The following officials is hereby appointed to the positions indicated against his name. Number 1. Honorable Nanga Marik. He is appointed to be now the Chief Administrator in the Ministry of Presidential Affairs. Note, the appointment for the position of Press Secretary Office of the President is currently pending and will be announced in due course. His Excellency, the President further wishes to express his profound gratitude to the outgoing officers for their dedicated service and contribution to the nation during their tenure, and conveys his best wishes to the newly appointed officials in his new role. These changes are with immediate effect on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Sudan. And the letter was signed by Africano Mande Gedima, the Minister of Presidential Affairs, Republic of South Sudan, Juba. Now, after this decree was issued, just after a few minutes, reports also started coming out that the press secretary, Ambassador David Amour MAJUR, was actually replaced. He got replaced by Rejoice Samson, who was a journalist, broadcast journalist at SSBC, who will now be the press secretary in the office of the president. Now, I want us to look at the reason why I feel the press secretary was removed from his position. Remember, just a day before yesterday, there was a formal statement issued by the press secretary that was meant to address the issue regarding the appointment of a guy who died, right? That is Stewart Sorobo Budia. So, and when there was a very big confusion on the public regarding that appointment, there appeared to be no one who came out to actually defend the position of the government and to specifically the position of the president regarding that appointment of the dead person. But then later in the day, the press secretary, David Majur, who is outgoing, came out and he wrote a letter publicly. And in the letter, you could see that there was a very, very clear admission of failure in that letter. The ambassador or the press secretary admitted that the president doesn't know that this guy is dead, and that is very big weakness. I mean, like, if a president doesn't know that, you don't have to come out boldly in the public and just give the public. I mean, like, you're making the president look out of touch with the ground. That is one thing about the press secretary. A big mistake that he did in that release. because he admitted that the president was actually not even aware that this person was dead. Because if the president knew that he was, if he knew that the person was dead, he was not going to proceed with that approval of the Republican order that was issued. In that letter, the press secretary, David MAJUR, clearly indicated that President K was out of touch with the ground. That was one biggest weakness that I believe he actually exposed on that letter. Number two, he also admitted that the president was entirely relying on the stakeholders, on the domination of the people by the stakeholders, and that the president only acted on that decisions made by those stakeholders of appointing that guy. And I've also realized that this was another big weakness that he actually managed. That he brought out. He tried to expose his biggest weakness in that letter. Because you can't be telling the public that as a leader of a country that is supposed to be guided with so many institutions and administrative procedures that you can entirely just rely on things that you're not sure about. That is one. By saying that the president entirely acted upon the decision made by those stakeholders of appointing, then that means that the president is not in control. He is not in control. He is not involved in major decisions. What he does is only approves, and that sometimes he even approves things that he's not sure about. That is another weakness that the press secretary boldly came out with. And the position of the press secretary is, if you are the president press secretary, what you are supposed to do is that you are supposed to make the government look good in every cost. You always have to make sure that the government appears good in the eyes of the public. And in any instance where you bring in and you admit the weaknesses and failures of the government, you become of no use at all. So I have a feeling that these blunders actually costed MAJUR of his position. He came out boldly and exposed the failure, and even wrote that that was an administrative error, by the way, in his letter. So I feel that that costed him so much, and that is the reason to me why he actually got fired from his position, because he failed to defend the office of the president. He failed to defend even the president himself. He exposed that the president is weak, exposed that the president is indecisive, and he actually exposed that the president is completely out of contact with the reality or with the ground. That is exactly what he exposed in that letter. And I feel this is the reason why MAJUR got relieved immediately the following day, and that was today. Because he did not defend the government, he did not defend the president. He exposed the failures of the president, he exposed the weaknesses of the president. So that is my take regarding the appointment and an appointment of MAJUR and the replacement by the journalist Rejoice Isaac. Thank you so much, guys. Write down in the comment section what do you think about this. And until next time, I'm Emmanuel Taban, and this is the Concern Podcast. Thank you. Before we close today's episode, here's a quick message from our sponsor, Wani.co. If you've been planning to build a website, but the cost has been holding you back, Wani.co makes it affordable and stress-free this time around. Whether you are an individual, a non-profit organization, or a business, Wani.co designs professional websites starting from as cheap as $250. Individuals can actually launch with a starter website of up to 7 pages and a free email, or choose an advanced option with unlimited pages, a professional portfolio, and branding support. For non-profit organizations, they can select flexible packages from basic websites to premium solutions with e-commerce features and ongoing support. And for business companies, Wani.co delivers company-ready website with hosting, staff training, and multi-link options and online stores. And the best part of it is actually that you can build your dream website within your budget. Wani.co is an affordable, accessible, and professional partner. And to get started, you can actually visit Wani.co or email them at info@wani.co, or you can get in touch with them through their WhatsApp number at +1 226 504 3322. Wani.co, proudly affiliated with Jobs to Apply. And if you're wondering of what I'm talking about, here are some samples of website created by Wani.co. You can see them right here.